Hello there, and welcome to the Puffin podcast. I'm your host, Jake Thomas, and right here beside me is Kita, the snow-covered elk hound. Yes, this morning opened the door to let Kita out, and there was snow all over the ground. It was not in the forecast, I don't believe, and it was fairly warm yesterday, so I was surprised to see the snow out there. But it'll make for good fun today. Once Calson wakes up, he'll be excited and we'll go outside. He will probably throw snowballs and try and make a snowman. Now it's just a little bit of snow, but I'm hoping it's a sign that we'll get a good amount of snow this year, like good powder snow, not ice snow stuff. And so excited for Calson to wake up to go and enjoy that snow. Um, but I also need to find some pallets and some salt to put in the back of my truck to keep it from sliding around. But other than that, man, I'm excited for the snow. Gonna have some fun. And yeah, the snow is here. Winter is, starting to get kicked off. Christmas season starting. And we already got the snow. So, yes, it is. It's going to be a good winter season, I think. And man, this week has been something. So, you know, Monday I went and I um, let the newspaper know that I wasn't going to be working there anymore. And tomorrow I start at the police department again. Spent a lot of time there this week just, going over paperwork and doing things of that nature, and it was nice, being back over there, seeing everyone I used to work with. It felt good, um, being around everyone again. So I'm excited to be starting back in dispatch tomorrow. Um, gonna have to really adjust to the new schedule, because it's gonna be weird because they have to, not necessarily retrain me, but I have to go through like a training period, but it's only like 2 weeks, I think. They'll have me like 4 days on night shift, 4 days on day shift, and then I'm back on my own. But we're on 12-hour shifts, so I'm gonna have to adjust to that. But I don't think it will be that bad. I think it'll be good once we get in the habit of it. The only thing is, once I'm done with training, they said I'll most likely go to night shift, but they also said that depending on how things look, once I'm off training, we might also switch from doing 4 days on, 2 days off to doing um like 4 days on, three off. No, 3 on, 3 off, 2 on, 2 off, or something like that. So it'll actually end up being less days at work, more hours, but less days. So more actual days off. So I think that will be good. And so even on night shifts, on my days off, I could usually adjust to be on a different schedule. But my wife's a little bummed about that because her and her friend have been talking about starting up their own daycare business, and if I'm asleep during the day, it'll make that kind of a little more difficult. But we'll see how it goes. See just how long I'm on night shift, and yeah, just see where it goes. But that's just a minor thing. I think we can work around it. Because I mean, I like being on night shift. I like sleeping during the day and being awake at night. It's it's just a more relaxing environment for me. I feel like day shift just gets too hectic with all the extra people around and the business type calls. Yeah, day shift, a lot of extra stuff. But we'll see. Hopefully, I'll be on nights for a while, and we'll all just adjust to it. Good. It was really nice on what was it? Tuesday, I think it was. When I went to go and sign all the paperwork and get you know pre-employment appointment scheduled. So after I went and did all that, I went and I drove up to what's called Dead Man's Lookout. It's a pull-off spot on a big curve, a real popular spot for people to go and just look out over into the harbor and watch the sunset, sunrise. And I got there at just the perfect time, and it was just before sunrise, and there was a trawling boat just right out there, just pulling his stuff, and I got to watch that as the sun rose, and it was just a beautiful picture. I took a couple pictures of it, but then at one point I didn't have my phone out, so I wasn't able to get a picture. But a seaplane flew right over the trawler, and the sun was coming up, and I was like, oh man, this is picturesque, what everything Kodiak is right there. All the, it's just small town feel at this place. It was on display, and it was beautiful. And I haven't just sat and watched the sunrise in a long time, so it felt good to do that again. Reminded me of being in the Coast Guard and being out at sea a lot, and see the sunrise at some cool places. I remember being in the Arctic. That was some of the best sunrises and sunsets because it happened at the same time. Because I was there in the summer, so the sun never actually set. Because I remember I would be on either mid-watch, from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m., or I'd be on the second shift, which was 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., and I'd be out. There'd be 3:30 in the morning, and I'd just watch the sun as it went down, and it would get just where half the sun was covered by the horizon, but it was still up, and then it would start coming back up, never fully set. I was like, that is crazy. It was really cool to get to watch, and I watched it every morning because I was always on one of those two shifts. But yeah, man, being in the Coast Guard, mid-watch was always my favorite watch to be on. Because, everyone's asleep. It's just pretty much only the watch crew is up. And being up there on the flybridge outside, and nice cool breeze. Oh, it was just relaxing. And, before mid-watch, you would, go and get your mid-rats, which is the best meals you will ever eat, because it's a lot of times it's either just what the cooks could make real fast out of either leftovers or just something simple and easy to make. But it's because it's so late, you're just oh man, this is good. And then yeah. And then we'd go up on watch, and we didn't fool around, but we had more fun on watch because there wasn't we weren't having to concentrate on oh, are we gonna be boarding someone soon? Are we gonna be setting off the helicopter soon? It was a little more relaxed 'cause it's just like, oh, we're either headed straight for X place, or we're just doing box hops or a bar pat, where you just go back and forth, or you just stay within like a certain area that basically looks like a box. And so it's like it's not too big a deal, you get a little off course because anywhere inside of that box is technically on course. And so yeah, that was always fun, and like I'd always get to be on watch with like some of the best people. Like usually some that like ensigns or JGs would be the OOD while I'd be up there, and man, we just tell watch. They just have me tell stories. So there's one, he realized, I like to tell people about the dreams I have, and I have like really vivid, crazy dreams sometimes. And so he would be like, Thomas, do you have any dreams last night? And I'd be like, oh, sir, just get ready for this one. And I'd go in to tell him whatever crazy events happened in my dreams that night. And he was all, I think he requested to have me on his watches because just so he could do that, because we were almost always on watch together. If it was a mid watch, like if I was on mid watch, he was on mid watch. But if it was like a different watch, we usually weren't on together. It was weird. And yeah, so that was always cool. But yeah, mid watch was always fun. And then afterwards, because you're up until 4 a.m. They you have late sleepers, so you get to sleep till 10. So that's cool, because a lot of times if there's no operations going on in the evening, you can catch a quick nap before your watch, and you need to go back to sleep afterwards. It's really cool. And yeah, oh, but yeah. Let's see. And yeah, you know, standing watch in the Coast Guard was always fun. Like in port, you'd stand mid-watch, and if you're on the quarterdeck, it's kind of boring because you're not having to make any pipes, you're not logging in any visitors, and you're just sitting there, and there's no one coming on, so you're not having to see who's going on, who's no keeping track of that. So it gets kind of boring, but if you're on import security, the engineering watch, it's interesting, like, cause you're just walking around the boat, and there's no one up, and there's only like maybe 10 people on board at all, anyways, and it's just you and the other watchstander in the quarterdeck that's awake, and so it gets kind of creepy sometimes, cause you're like, get that feeling that someone's watching you, and you're just like walking around this empty space, and the only noise is the machinery, if there's any machinery running. Sometimes there's not machinery running, and it's like dead quiet. Yeah, but I mean, get outside, and it's just nice and dark, lit by just the deck lights. It's a peaceful feeling. And then you got your other little side duties, but they make the watch go by. Yeah, like, it was always just nice being on the mid-watch. And I'm like the same way with going on back onto night shift, I like it. It's a little more relaxing and peaceful for me. So yeah. And then that's it for this week. I'll catch you all next week. If you enjoy this, check out my Instagram or Twitter. Uh, like always, I got the Sharpie art going on YouTube, so check out YouTube as well. And after this episode, some of the older episodes will only be available on YouTube, so keep that in mind if you're wanting to check out older episodes. After next week, you'll have to go to YouTube for episode 1, and anything that's more than 10 episodes old after next week, you'll have to go to YouTube to watch. But, yeah, thank you all for listening. I'll catch y'all next week.